Veteran Salute is sponsored by the DeVaughn James Injury Lawyers.
A Wichita veteran saved many lives during World War II thanks to his time as a member of the East High swim team. Gwen Bevel has more in this Veteran Salute.
Loren Winters is now nearly 99 years young and was studying at Wichita University when he received his draft letter. He says they draw the numbers up on the big movie screen. He was number 8 and one of the first from this area to head overseas.
And the man upstairs was looking after me during World War II.
But the 21-day voyage to get to where the battles were being fought was anything but smooth sailing.
It was so rough that you'd walk down the halls and the ship would roll and it'd slam you against the side of the wall.
The troops were aboard a converted luxury liner.
We tied our machine guns to the railing, and that's all we had for armament.
Once they arrived in Australia with only a compass in hand, Loren Winters became concerned.
I said, we're going to lose some men in those swamps if they don't know how to swim. They got a full field pack on and everything else, and can't even dog paddle or know how to keep their heads above water.
Winters' mother kept every letter he ever sent.
This is it here.
And one thing he wrote about still makes him laugh.
One of the first things I saw in the Philippines was a white-haired old lady riding a water buffalo, smoking a cigar.
He says as the war dragged on, hunger became a real issue and said one time the Filipinos even asked him to shoot a parrot.
They just built a fire, burned the feathers off, didn't cut it open or anything else, just started eating it with the entrails and everything in there and everything else. But that's the way, and I shared food with him.
Winters vividly remembers the word for food was kai-kai, and he still has this sheet of translations. But he says the foreign language was the least of their concern. As the U.S. military continued to defeat the Japanese, the enemy troops became desperate.
In all our battles, the Japanese were in caves and everything else, and they would fire their weapons, big guns and everything else, and then retreat back in the caves, and nothing happened. They caused, and we had a hard time with that.
Winters says it is so hard to explain on the pages of a book what they saw or didn't see in the jungle.
A person can be that far away from you, and if they stay still and don't move, you can walk right past them and you don't even know they're there.
Because of all they endured, Tokyo Rose called the 41st Division the Jungleers.
They played all things to make us Yanks homesick and everything else.
Winters never got leave time while in the service and says the GIs enjoyed writing some satire about that concept.
If a man dies while waiting to be rotated, it will be interpreted that he does not wish to return to the United States, and application will be automatically canceled.
After more than 3 years of fighting in the Pacific, Winters made it home. Unlike so many others, including his buddies in the foxhole right next to him during one battle. This book honors their sacrifices that will never be forgotten. When Winters returned from the war, he applied at McCormick Armstrong, a company that promised him at least 6 weeks of work. He was there just shy of 40 years. For fun these days, he bowls and carries an average of 166 on his senior league. Winters is also one of 3 men credited with saving the Fire Museum in Wichita. Here for you, Gwen Bevel, KSN News 3.
Tonight we salute Loren Winters for his service during World War II.
On behalf of DeVaughn James Injury Lawyers, we're honored to be here for the Veteran Salute with Loren Winters. Mr. Winters served in World War II in the jungles in the Philippines and Papua New Guinea. Thank you for your service.
You're entirely welcome. And I appreciate DeVaughn James for their support of the veterans, all veterans.
Veteran Salute is sponsored by the DeVaughn James Injury Lawyers.